Hello, and welcome to our presentation on the T&D WebStorage Service. Before we begin, I'd like to start with a brief overview of what this completely free offering from T&D is all about. T&D WebStorage Service is a cloud storage platform where you can view all of the information from the data loggers you have in use, wherever they are, locally in your facility or around the world. T&D provides a wide variety of data loggers used in the sensing and tracking of temperature, humidity, illuminance, UV, and more. And this platform provides the easiest and most accessible way to monitor, download, and share this critical environmental data. Data loggers are used by organizations with safety and preservation in mind. We cover a wide variety of industries such as food and beverage management and transportation, museums, laboratories, gardening and greenhouses, and more. Data loggers monitor environmental conditions and provide for automated, error-free record keeping. Alerting and notification features also help to ensure that the parameters being measured are within acceptable boundaries and do not result in unwanted deterioration and damage. In today's presentation, I'll be taking you on a virtual guided tour of the T&D WebStorage Service and provide you with a basic tutorial for getting the most out of your data loggers. I'll cover how to add a device, view and download data, set alert preferences, review alerts, and more. Also, if you are interested in a hands-on experience, check out our free demo at the website on your screen. First up on the tour is the T&D WebStorage Service dashboard. When you enter the platform, the first thing you will notice is a large red bar at the top of the screen. This is a critical feature of the web storage service because it tells you when a data logger has recorded data outside of your set parameters. This red bar will remain at the top of the screen as you click through each page until the alert is addressed. We will discuss the alert section further at a later point in this presentation. Next up on the dashboard page is the startup guide. As you can see, the web storage service supports the T&D TR7WB-NW, TR4, RTR500, and the TR700W series of data loggers. The startup guide allows you to add a device, look up your data logger manual at tnd.com, or jumpstart straight into the data view. The first step we will cover is adding a device, since that is also probably the first thing you will want to do. If you are using the TR7WB-NW or TR4 series of data logger, simply click on the Add a Device button and insert your serial number and registration code found on the label supplied with your data logger. Please note that the RTR500 series does not require registration. The data will be added to the web storage service simply by programming the RTR500 base unit to upload data to your account. The settings for doing this can be found in the confirmation email that is sent out when establishing your web storage account. We've included the startup guide simply to help users out during initial visits to the site. You will probably want to remove it once you know your way around. The screen that remains is the one you will see on a regular basis. This is the watch list, which allows you to select your most important data loggers for quick viewing. Here, you will see the last reported data readings as soon as you open the T&D Web Storage Service. By clicking on the icon in the top left corner of any of these boxes, you can immediately open the data graph for any of your watch list loggers. We will review this graph in more detail later on in the presentation. Next up in the tour is the Data View section. Data View will probably be the page you visit the most. This is the area where you can monitor, download, and share data in graphical form. When you first reach the Data View section of the site, you will see all of your devices. The Data View allows you to see the group and device name, battery life, the most recent data readings that have been uploaded, and it provides access to the data graph. It is important to remember that for the RTR500 series loggers, only current readings will appear on the Data View page. Recorded data from the RTR 500 series will appear in the Downloaded section, which we will discuss later. Please note, when they are initially registered, the TR4 and TR7WBNW will show waiting for first data until a successful upload of recordings has been made. The RTR 500 and TR 700W will not appear until the first upload of current readings. The other tab on the Data View page is Cluster View. This section will allow you to create a cluster of data loggers, typically used when multiple loggers are in the same area and view the entire cluster at once. Now we're going to get back to the graphs. To view a graph for a single data logger, simply click on the Graph View button on the right-hand side under the Details column. This will bring up the line graph for that particular data logger. You can parse this data by a specific timeline from 1 hour to 1 month, or to view all of the readings that have been reported. By using your mouse to drag a box around a selection of the graph, you can zoom in to see a specific period of time more closely. You can also click on the 3 lines in the top right corner to print the graph or download it as a PNG image, PDF file, or whatever is on your screen. In addition to the single logger graph view, you can also select multiple loggers to display in a multi-data line graph. You can do this by checking off the boxes under the multi column on the left-hand side in the Data View page, and then click on the MultiGraph pop-up that'll show up in the bottom right corner of your browser. This will allow you to compare and contrast data from multiple loggers at a time. The final feature of note for the Data View section of the site is the clock display setting, which you will find in the upper right-hand corner of the Data View section homepage. You can set the time zone of your data logger in the software when you connect it with your computer, but you must also manually set daylight savings times to be on or off in the clock display settings menu. The web storage service does not know where the user is or if daylight savings is practiced in your area, so you must manually adjust the clock display settings twice a year to account for daylight savings time. Next up is the Device Hub tab. This section of the platform centralizes all the loggers you have reporting data to the web storage service. The primary purpose of this page is to review your data loggers, adjust the settings, and delete an older device from the platform. This is also the page you will go to in order to add new data loggers once you have exited out of the startup guide on the dashboard page. In the top right-hand corner, you will see the button to add a new device, and you will also follow the same steps as we reviewed before to register the device. And please recall that this is for the TR7WB-NW and TR4 series. You can also access various settings on your device, which vary by model. Simply click on the Settings button in the top right-hand column for the specific data logger you want to adjust. It's important to note that the settings shown here represent the TR7WB-NW series settings page. The RTR 500 and the TR 700W series settings can be managed through the accompanying software, which you will set when connecting these loggers to a computer. By clicking the Settings button, you will bring up a pop-up page where you can adjust the settings as you will see here in the pop-up window. An important setting to note is the alert settings. When an environment goes outside of these ranges, it will trigger an email and/or text alert to let you know the environment in which the data logger is recording has gone outside of the target range. The settings can be made here vary by model and series. For example, most settings for RTR 500 series-based units must be made from the software, while most settings for Bluetooth devices, such as the TR4 series, need to be made from the appropriate app running on a smart device. We should be aware that the lack of an alert email is not a guarantee that there is no problem, which we'll explain next. There is a second tab on this page that allows you to access the watchdog setting. The watchdog function is for detecting devices with which communication has not been occurring. It monitors the communication status of target devices, and when any of them are out of communication for the set time period, a watchdog alert email will be sent. The watchdog timeout setting can be set in the pull-down menu. The next page in our tour is the Alert View tab. An important reason our customers purchase T&D data loggers is to keep an environment within a specific data range. In order to do this, it's imperative to pay close attention to the Alert View page. We created the alert settings in the device page as shown previously, and then if environmental conditions fall outside of those ranges, our data loggers immediately notify the web storage service. This will prompt a notification to be sent to you via email and/or text, as well as here in the Alert View section. You can view current alerts and see when an environment has recovered into acceptable range. If you click on the Graph button on the right-hand side underneath the View Graph column, it takes us to the same graph we saw in the Data View section. Note that the red and blue triangles in the graph show the maximum and minimum readings for the data logger. The Alert Log tab also provides the user with a history of all past alerts. Finally, the Alert View page also includes a Watchdog Log tab. This shows the user watchdog timeouts that have occurred. That is the Alert View page, and it will help you ensure all of your tracked environments are within safe conditions for the objects you're storing or monitoring. Next up, we have Account Management. The Account Management page is exactly what it sounds like. It allows you to keep your profile up to date with your current email address, password, alert email recipients, and user access privileges. You can terminate your account from this page if you no longer need the web storage service. You can view the amount of storage being used by downloaded files in the top right corner of the Account Management page. Storage space for uploaded readings in the data view is dependent upon a number of factors, the exact amount of which can be found in the Web Storage Service License Agreement, a link to which can be found at the bottom of the page. Another important feature to note is the API Key Management section. T&D is one of the few manufacturers that provides APIs for free on demand. This allows the user to write their own software and download data from the web storage service to their own software. The final page in the platform is the download page. This is the page where recorded data files from the RTR500 and the TR700W is stored, and it allows you to download your data by file or by product. If you download data via Bluetooth from the TR7WB and W or TR4 to a smartphone or tablet, this is where the files will be found. To access a file, simply click the download button along the right-hand column or select multiple files by clicking on the checkboxes to the left. You can also click on the By Product tab to find all of the downloadable files available for each of your data logger types. Thank you for your time today, and I hope you have enjoyed this brief visual guide of our web storage service available to all customers who purchase a T&D data logger. Please remember that there is no limit to the number of data loggers that you can register to the service, and there is never a monthly charge. If you find that you have more questions regarding the platform, feel free to send us an email by going to the website on your screen. Thank you.